Let's take a closer look at an article on news.com.au recently at the unfortunate failure of two Baskin-Robbins franchisees in Queensland and see what we can learn at it from the perspective of being a franchise buyer.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
The first point to really come out of this article on news.com.au was the fact that the businesses were run under management. Now, under management obviously means that those franchise owners were working in other jobs or other places other than working in their actual invested franchise stores. Now, this is not a necessarily bad or wrong thing. If we can have a look on the Baskin-Robbins website, I checked it up there, and they actually say in the words when it regards it, does the owner need to work in the store? No, although it is important that you're involved in all facets of your store. So this is the thing, you can run a business under management and particularly a franchise with all those processes and systems already in place for you. But the issue becomes, what's your fallback if that business is not performing, if you're not actually in that business on a day-to-day basis? That's where I saw one big problem in this content. The second key point to come out of this, and again, I can't speak for everyone involved here, I'm only going off the information of the actual article, was that the franchise owners said that the stores never did what Baskin-Robbins promised them what they would do. Now, it's unusual in my experience that franchisors would be promising sales figures about stores, but if anyone ever does promise you sales figures, whatever, number one, get it in writing. Number two, whatever you're ever told or given in figures, make sure you take it to your independent third-party accountant to go over those figures. And thirdly, you be comfortable yourself that the business proposition is viable for you. And the third main thing to come out of this story is about changes to the franchise model. The franchise owners said that changes made affected them negatively. Baskin-Robbins refutes that and said the changes that were being made in the system were positive for the overall system. Who knows where that fits somewhere in between. I can't comment on Baskin-Robbins' system specifically around that, but what I do know is that changes are always happening in franchise system and you need them to happen to be able to keep up with the marketplace that we're all racing to keep up with or even keep ahead of. So look for a franchisor that has an effective feedback and voice heard mechanism for franchise owners like yourself. So if you've got concerns about things, you can be heard by the franchisor during the change process. And here is an odd final thing to finish on. The last statement by Baskin-Robbins in the article. We are currently seeking an appropriate and efficient franchisee to take over the operation of the Rosalie and West End stores. I don't know. Is that Baskin-Robbins making a point using that word efficient? I'll leave it up to you to read into that. But what I would love it if you would like to get involved in this discussion, you've got thoughts and opinions, keep them respectful. Let's have a communication and engage on what we think's happening here and what we can learn out of this situation from the perspective of being a franchise buyer. Talk with you soon.